Alright, I wouldn't usually do this sort of video, but I happened to go onto Facebook Marketplace, and by my luck, somebody was selling off their collection of Stephen King books. And so I haven't really looked through this. I barely have a collection. I have Fairy Tale, I have 11/22/63, I have the first 4 Stephen King Dark Tower books, I have The Stand, I have another copy of Gunslinger, Salem's Lot, and Talisman. Now, I think I counted up, they have 14 paperbacks that I got out of it, and I got 24 hardbacks out of this for just over $100. So, you know, just around $3 a pop or something like that, whatever it ends up being. Maybe it's even less than that. So I want to go through it, and I don't know what kind of response this sort of video would have. Maybe you can help me go through what some of my reading order would be. But this is what I got. Now, I think I'll go through the paperbacks because we can zip through them maybe a little quicker because they just are less fancy. But let me bring up a couple stacks. Here are the paperbacks that I got. Now, the first big one is Wizard and Glass. That came as part of it, which I believe is number 4, which now I have a duplicate, whatever. Not the worst thing in the world. The Dark Tower, now I have 3 of these, so I'll definitely be donating that. The next one, I have The Shining, which I've only watched the movie, and I don't really go to a lot of horror movies, but I do like a lot of the books and that sort of thing at times, so that's cool. The Bachman books, I don't know anything about what these are. 4 early novels, the Bachman books. No idea. The Tommyknockers, I've literally just heard that name, the word Tommyknockers. I have no idea what that's about, and that'll be a common theme with this. The Mist, nice little short one, looks like. Misery, I have heard of this one. I've seen it in a couple lists of being people's top 5 or something like that. 4 Past Midnight, Pet Cemetery. That's one that I've heard a lot about, but again, I don't really know what it's about. But I've heard that people like it. So, The Wastelands. So now I have a paperback of The Gunslinger from them. I haven't even looked through these. So I have The Waste. I imagine I'll have the second book in here somewhere. Salem's Lot, so a really ratty, tattered version, which I already have another one, so this will go into the donate pile as well. The Drawing of the Three, which this is a Gun Tower one, or a Dark Tower one, right? Yes, this is number 2. So I have the first 3 in that, which, repeats, but I'll donate them to someone. The Dark Half, again, no idea. Thad Bainmuth would like to say he's in it. Anyway, I'm not going to read the backs of these because sometimes they spoil things. The Eyes of the Dragon. I have to say, I'm reading this right now. I finished The Stand. I can do a full kind of opinion on that. And then I went right into The Stand, and I'm halfway through it. It's such a quick read, and I really, really, really like this. Now, I'm reading it with this copy, and I really, really, really like it, even though, there's a lot to talk about, especially regarding Randall Flagg as an antagonist, and some of the commonalities within these stories, even though they are, of the 3 that I've read, they are very different, even though they have the same antagonist. So, wrapping up here, The Dead Zone and The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon. Literally never heard of this one. I might have heard of that one. And then I have what looks to be The Green Mile split up into all these different little sub-books, I suppose. I thought that was just one book, but I don't know. Very cool. Anyway, let's go to the hardbacks. Because those are the exciting ones, I think. Starting with Lizzie's story or something. And I do see that this is kind of cut out. And so this is really, really cool, hey? Really cool. I've never heard of that book, though. So, I mean, if a lot of Stephen King fans happen upon this video, like I'm brand new to it, and I'm just going through some of these, like, whatever. Oh, I have another Bachman books. I don't know how many there are, if it's the same one as this other one. Stephen King writing as Richard Bachman. Okay, so like a pen name or whatever. Okay. I have Wolves of Kala, which seems to be Dark Tower number 5. So that's perfect. That picks up right where I go to number 4 with the ones I already have. Song of Susanna, number 6. And the last one, these are in great shape. Like the person who sold it, she inherited these, and then I think she read through them, and then she just, sold them to me for really, really cheap, actually. All right, that was the first box. Now let's go to the next box. Filled with hardcovers. Starting with Cell. Literally never heard of it. There's the man himself. Hearts in Atlantis. I should be really putting these up there so you could see. If It Bleeds, which I don't know if that's like a sequel to It. I don't know if It's even in here. Desperation, kind of a cool Goosebumps sort of effect there with the, I just call that the Goosebumps effect because I always liked doing that to the Goosebumps books. Ooh, this is a pretty one. Dumaki. Pretty hardback. Let's get some more. And I'm looking forward, I don't know when I'll get to these, even if I will get to all of these. Like, I'm only really mostly interested in some of these Dark Tower ones and a few others. But if I really get into it, like now I have a whole bunch that I can go to. Christine, I think that says. Right, Christine. Okay. All right. Bag of Bones. I really like these kind of white covers. I don't know why I'm drawn to them. Everything's Eventual. 14 Dark Tales. Ugh. Drew some background. 3 more here. Dolores Claiborne. Notice that a lot of the times it just has a full picture of him on the back. Another Richard Bachman book called Thinner. Oh, I see. I thought okay, so I haven't really been paying attention to what the actual name is up. Ooh, a couple of these really need a Clorox wipe or whatever. Another one called The Blaze, or just Blaze, by his Richard Bachman, whatever pen name that he used whenever. I didn't even know he did that. A few more. Oh, this is a big flipping one. This is a big one. Insomnia. I have heard of that one, and I've heard that people, I have heard of that one on a few lists. Like this is getting to the point where I almost can't even. Dr. Sleep. Look at that cover. Wow. Red Rum. Is this like a sequel to The Shining or something? The Cell, I have another one of these. Well, I'll have to donate this one. Or one of them. Whichever one's in the worst condition. Stephen King, Stories Just After Sunset. And let's get... Oh, and I'm on my last 4. I really like the look of this one. The car. I mean, that's all. There are Buicks everywhere. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Oh, look at that. Look at that cover. Nightmares and Dreamscapes. Another big dude. And last two. Stephen King, Peter Straub, authors of The Talisman. Oh, both of them wrote The Talisman. Black House. And the last one, hard copy in great condition, Needful Things. All of these are actually in great condition. A few of them are a little gunky because they've just sat in a house and maybe could use a little disinfectant. But here they are. All right, this is kind of the final tally or whatever, the final look of the ones I got. Notable ones that aren't here. Some big ones, obviously, like things like It. There's the one Under the Dome, I think it's called, which intrigued me. Would have been nice to get the Stand in a nice hardback, and a few other ones. But I'm pretty happy with this as an initial sort of lot. And I'm not even sure how many Stephen King books there are, but this is sure a good way to get started on that collection. 2 weeks ago, I only owned Fairy Tale in 11/22/63 and The Stand, and suddenly I have like 40 of them. And I'm glad I didn't have to go out and spend like $20 for this and then $20 for this and I lucked out. I lucked out going on to Facebook when I did. It looks like I have the complete Dark Tower now, even though now I have the 3 nice hardbacks for the last 3 and the other ones for the first 4. I have 2 copies of the first 3 now, so I'll donate those. Anyway, how did I do? For $100-ish? And this is 100 Canadian dollars, so that's like just like $80 US or whatever the exchange would end up being. So anyway, talk to you guys later. I wouldn't usually do this sort of thing, but I was kind of happy with this, that I could I don't even know how many of these I'll read, but now I have them. So talk to you guys soon. Bye.